G'day everyone. Notice I didn't say g'day YouTube. Things are changing around here. I'm going to be more personal and say g'day everyone, and thanks for joining us on the channel again. It's been a while. Heaps of stuff's been going on in the background. I've been flat out busy, and no, I haven't been slacking on the content. I've got heaps and heaps of stuff happening today. I've learned a few things in my slight hiatus from uploading YouTube videos. The first and most important thing that I learned was to stick to my lane, stay in my lane. The channel's grown now to 14,000 just over subscribers, and I'm over the moon and really wrapped with that. I did think about diversifying the channel a bit, and I've seen the results. It hasn't been working too well. We started a build with the world's most popular Euro platform rear-wheel drive small car, the E30 BMW. And to be honest, these videos haven't really done that well because all of you guys are here for Honda content. This stuff and this stuff. I thought the world's most popular small European chassis would be great. They're popular all over the world, but yeah, you guys not so much into it. Then I thought, Aussie. Let's go for the Aussie market and let's do Australia's most popular, most loved, feared, revered RB30 powered VL Commodore. For those of you that don't know, the VL Commodore is a GM brand of vehicle. So Chevy in the same family as that, GM, Holden, Commodore. This is our version of like a Chevy SS. But it's from 1986 and it has an RB30 engine in it, which is the same style of engine that was in early model Skylines, including the famous Skyline GTR. And a lot of people use these engine blocks here to do a 3-litre stroker kit on their GTR. But again, not so popular. Not sure why. We do need to finish this car off and it will be for sale. It is now immaculate. I absolutely love staring at the beautiful paint finish, but I've got to get to work building this RB30 engine. We've got the JE pistons and we've got the rods here, forged rods, everything's been balanced. There'll be full episodes on that. I'm actually going to start assembling this engine probably tonight, maybe tomorrow at worst case. I want to get the whole bottom end together and sorted, which includes gapping the rings and assembling it all. So I'll get the rotating assembly done hopefully tonight or tomorrow. Apologies for the long intro. It's been a while. I thought you guys deserve to know what's been going on. Today's video is going to be all about my K-swapped EK Civic. So yes, we are back on the Honda content. Today we've got a very special guest. His name is Logan. He's from Logan's Speed Shop. He has a YouTube channel currently at 664 subscribers. I've already shared a post on my community page about everyone jumping over and checking out his content. All JDM cars, immaculately presented. He does top quality work. And luckily for me and you guys, he's a wiring expert. So he's going to help out with the Haltech wiring on this. Stick around and I'll show you where we get to. As promised, we are back with Honda content. So let me show you where we've gotten to so far since you've last seen this car. Last night at around about 10 o'clock, I finished up the first section of the exhaust system. Now that is pretty darn close to right in the center of where it needs to be. This is a 3-inch 304 grade stainless steel exhaust that I'm making. I've got plenty of clearance around here. There will be a flex joint down here somewhere, as well as a high flow cat. It will be a full exhaust. Here's some of my welds. Looks cool, does the job, but all those pretty rainbow colors aren't what you want apparently. And I'm still learning. And then I've got to make the wastegate screamer come down here somewhere. I haven't decided whether it's going to go down here or just come along behind that and down over here somewhere, but it'll happen. First we've got to get the exhaust done. Let me take the car down from the hoist and I'll show you what it looks like from the top. I'm pretty proud of it. It's my first intricate dump pipe. I've only ever made pretty much 90, 90, 90 for D series, but this one is pretty complicated. Let's bring the car down and take a look. Alrighty, car's down from the hoist. Let's check out what I've done in my handiwork. So this is where we've gotten to so far. This is a 1320 Sidewinder manifold, version 2 or 3 with the scalloped wastegate, so we shouldn't have any boost issues, fingers crossed. But this is my downpipe. It would have been easier if this was a V-band flange on the back of the turbo. This is a 3076 turbo from Max Peating Rods. It's going to be perfect for what I want. I'm only going to be running 10 pound. I've already pumped the wastegate spring over to a 10 pound spring. We do have a Turbo Smart Mac valve, which is a 4-port Mac valve, and we've got it in the beautiful Billet Raceworks bracket, all solid mounted there. Now we'll use this just to control the boost, but I really don't want it to go over 10 PSI. This will net me around about 300 kilowatts or close to around about 400 horsepower. But we needed to do the exhaust, so that's what I'm running with there. All Turbo Smart gear, all Raceworks gear. All of this will soon be for sale on the Spool Up website, which is coming soon. We're so close to launching spoolup.com.au, where you can get all your Honda parts from. But let's check this out. So quite a thick stainless flange, bit of ugly welding there. That was my first attempt. I knew I had to slag that up a bit, but you know, it works. 45, a little tiny bend there, and then another 45 to a 90 down the bottom, and then had to put on a little bit of a kick to get it to come out right in the middle. But we've got plenty of room. There's, you know, a finger space there, a finger space there. Now, because this is right next to my brake lines, I am going to heat wrap this. I already have the heat wrap. And I also got from Raceworks some of that gold tape. I'll probably put a little bit of the gold tape on the back of the rocker cover just to protect the paint and also heat of the oil there. And probably just put some over these brake lines here, but the heat shielding should probably help all of that. Might put a little bit of the gold tape just on the strut tower as well. But yeah, this is where we've gotten to. We're just waiting for Logan to rock up now. He said he's probably going to bring his all-wheel drive RB25 powered S15, which this thing is a work of art. When he arrives, I'll show you all through the car. But I'm going to get my Haltech stuff ready for when he rocks up so we can get started on the wiring. So our special guest has arrived. This is Logan.
G'day, how are you? We're ready to get into it. All right, so today here helping out Tristan on his Civic. So what I'm going to be doing is playing with the wiring, something he finds a bit too daunting, and most people do. So
yeah, so I've said it 100 times before on my channel, I suck at wiring. It actually does scare me quite a bit, and I'm just not confident to do it. I don't want any fires, and that's why we've got Logan here. He's quite confident and does this in his spare time all the time.
Yeah, but it's taken over my life. You've got my dining table at home, it's covered in all my wiring stuff. I actually didn't bring too much with me today because I just don't need it here. But looking over this, Tristan's given me a bit of a look over. So just going to go through, work out what plugs are needed, what plugs aren't, and basically simplify everything, tidy it up, make sure he's got a safe setup that's going to be trouble-free. So making it easy, he's got the Haltech 1500, great product, really simple to use, and the wiring diagrams are second to none, so it makes my life so much simpler. The only thing is, we're going to use the Haltech plugs, the Honda loom. It just means adapting it all rather than starting fresh, so it's going to be taking a little bit longer, making sure it's perfect.
The loom that I'm running, most people when they do a K swap, they go for a K20 loom because there's a different adapter harnesses and they use the K20 Type R wiring. I could have gone down that route, but I already had a perfectly good condition, totally complete CL9 Accord Euro loom. And I figured because I'm running a Haltech and not a Honda, it would be probably smarter just to keep the original loom that came with the engine and adapt that to the Haltech rather than change everything to a whole different loom that's not even for this engine. So that's what we're starting with, is the full wiring loom. All I've done, I was very, very careful not to break any wires. I cracked off all of the plastic.
How stressful is removing the plastic from it all? Like, it's a big job.
That was about a 3-hour job for me, just being really careful.
Same for me. Like, you want to use a razor blade, you want to do anything to pull it off, you're like, no, I need to take my time, nearly unrolling it, your hands get covered in sticky. It's the dirtiest job in the world.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It is mind-numbing and just really daunting. And I really suck at, you can see some of my handiwork down here. This is why I don't do wiring, guys. So yeah, we're gonna have to get all that sorted and fixed up, but it's not the end of the world, it's just for the fans. So yeah, what's the plan?
The plan is, I'm gonna go through, I've got masking tape, I've got some string, a pen and a scissors. This is the tools for today. Most simplest tools there is. But we're going to go through, work out what's not actually connected up to the loom. So we've got the boost controller, we've got the air temp sensor, a couple of other little sensors, but literally measure out what's needed and then rip the loom out of the car. From there, I'll take it home, I'm going to terminate everything. I'll chuck that all up on my channel as well, what I'm doing. Logan Speed Shop. Show you my car in a minute with Tristan as well. We have a bit of a walkthrough, show you what's on my channel, what's involved in that car. It's a little bit special, but we'll go over that in a minute. But yeah. The actual loom itself today is just measuring out, working out what's not needed, marking out the plugs that we're not going to be using so I can remove them. Basically get the loom to a point where we can put it back in as tidy as ever. So make sure you head over to Logan Speed Shop. I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm going to flash it up on the screen. I'm going to plaster this everywhere. The level of builds that this guy does makes mine look like, you know, kindergarten work. His stuff is top shelf. He's at 660 odd subscribers thereabouts. I mentioned it earlier. We got to get him to 1,000 so he can start making a couple of bucks off his YouTube channel. Once people find out about what he does, he's going to blow up. So you heard it here first. This is the channel to jump on and watch. He teaches you everything. It's good knowledge, a lot of experience, and yeah, we're gonna grow together, do a lot of collabs. Bring it on.
If you need a loom done for a Honda, we might have your guy here.
Yeah, or any other Haltech.
Awesome.
Just not a link.
Yeah, no, we're Haltech only here. I was going to wear my Haltech shirt, but I thought I'd advertise the 25 years of full boost just for the local guys.
Yep.
But when we put it in, repping all the Haltech gear. All right, so Logan and I have just pulled out the loom. Here it is on the floor, and being the pro that he is, he's gone around and marked everything with tape there. So
yes, so from here it's pretty simple. I've got a lot of wires, a lot of plugs that are just marked with no, and for me that just means no longer used. So I'll remove them, I'll simplify them out of the loom, and then I've got a couple of extra bits I've measured up, so we'll add them in for the sensors that aren't in the factory loom but we will be using. So from there we'll tidy it up. There's not much to explain at this point. It's pretty ugly and we'll make it look good. And well, yeah.
Well, part two will be when Logan comes back around, whenever he's ready, no rush, but when he's got this all sorted, and we'll stick it in the car, and hopefully, pretty much I've just got to chuck fuel in it and the wideband sensor, and we could fire it up. Hopefully I'll do my bit and get most of the exhaust done by then, but it's yeah, not too far away from firing up for the first time. So we've got the right man for the job.
If it's got engine oil and it's got fuel, we can start it no matter what. Even if it doesn't have fuel, we got brake cleaner.
Yep, well we've definitely got all of that.
Yep, nah, no point cheating it, we'll do it properly.
So this is just one of a handful of amazing cars that Logan has on his channel. It is a very, very sexy looking S15. We're gonna let him do the talking about it. I have owned every S chassis there is, and I'm a Nissan man from way back, Nissan man at heart, but it's been a while. I've been out of the game for a bit, so let's hear Logan tell us about his car.
Alright, so this is one of those cars that snowballed really badly, clearly an S15, but I bought it, cheers, makes it easier. Yeah, so bought this after I crashed my S13, and the special thing about this car, it is all-wheel drive. So S15 running in RB25, I'll pop the bonnet in a second, but we'll start at the back. everything got ripped out of this car. So if the camera will show it, everything under the car has been redone. So powder coated, zinced, everything is brand new. New bushes. Something I don't get to show off often, so I'm happy to get under the car and show you guys.
Next time we'll chuck it up on the hoist.
Yeah, it's, look, I downplay it. I say it's nothing special because I've had it for as long as I've had the car. But yeah, inside, GDR seats, Nismo steering wheel, again, just tidy interior, power tune dash, but where the magic happens is under the bonnet. But yeah, RB25, RB25, I was going to say 26 because that's what the rocker covers say, and everyone will argue, well, you've got a 26 covers, it must be a 26. But no, RB25 Neo, and all-wheel drive. You might be able to see down there in the camera, it's hard to pick up, but yeah, transfer case. So this is one of those ones that was done, bit of a joke, it was all in my old Silvia, which got written off, with videos on my channel around that one anyway, if anyone wants to watch it. But yeah, it started as a bit of a joke. Should all drive a Silvia? Alright, what's involved? Studied a few GDRs, realized it wasn't too bad, and I can do it. A lot of cutting, a lot of welding, and yeah, ended up with this 550 kilowatt beast that's way tidier than I ever expected. But everything got way more involved than I ever expected, and it was just tidy and easy to use.
So you've done a wire tuck, you've done front tubs,
yeah,
everything's been painted, heaps of racework stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty much their full catalogue. I dare say anything that Raceworks do, it's on this car, or well, anything that suits this motor is on this car.
And this is what, dash 20 or 16?
Dash 16.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one of those things, like I can't have an ugly radiator hose at the front. Ended up using an SR radiator just because the RB fitting comes out here, and there wasn't, I mocked it up, and yeah, I couldn't get two fittings to join up properly without having a dicky bend in it.
Yep, that would suck.
Yeah, even right down to the factory dash coolant port, I had to block that off with just a nice little fitting.
Yep.
So just the small things. LS alternator, because it's just the way to go with RBs. Even the fuse box has all been moved inside the car. Had to balance out, we've got a little bit going on that side, so the fuel rig's hiding under this side just to...
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't even notice that.
No, literally just to balance the bay out and it hidden away. Yeah.
So with the subframe, is it still a Silvia subframe with the RB all-wheel drive gear, or is it a full like Stagia or something like that?
It's all Stagia, so pretty much bought a Stagia just to pull apart and use all the donor parts. Stagia GDR, exactly the same, arguably the same car. But yeah, got that, and you can can't really see, but hiding under the loom there is the new bolts. So I had to drill out all the holes, put a bit of crush tube in there as nothing lined up, and basically just had to take a lot of measurements so I could get the cross member in there. It wasn't as easy as just a straight bolt-in jobby, but now looking back on it, I could do another one again just because I've had the experience, so it wasn't bad.
Well, I want one, so we might have to do one.
Exactly.
I need to get back into the Nissan life. I'm sure once we fire up the VL and hear that RB sing, I'll be definitely needing another one in my life. Yep. Stages are really the only affordable one at the moment, sort of still.
Yeah, what do you pick one of them up, 15 grand now?
Yeah, with a 25 or an Ortec 260 RS, they were about 34 grand pre-COVID, but they're probably closer to 40 or 50 now.
Yeah, agreed.
Still a bargain of a car.
100%.
What turbo have you got on here?
So that's a 3884. So it's the ball bearing version, runs the big exhaust housing, the 1.06.
Yep.
And yeah, 33 pounder boost through it, revving up to 8 grand to make all its power. And yeah, one boost setting the whole time, because let's be honest, you never change it, you're always running the most boost you can.
Yep, definitely. Always just regulate that by your foot pedal.
Exactly. And if you've got no control of that, you probably shouldn't have a car this powerful anyway.
True, true.
You can actually see down here on the front VCT a couple of little lines where the radiator smacked into it from the previous car.
Oh yeah.
Just wearing into the paint, that's all it is. It's just marks in the paint as I've just gone over top of it again. But yeah, some of its previous life hidden away in there.
massive intercooler. Wow.
Absolutely huge intercooler. So we had problems on the old car with air temps.
Yep.
So yeah, went for this one. So it's an ETS cooler, basically as big as you can get. Cost a fortune, weighs a ton, and
looks nice.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it does the job.
Yeah, hidden under there, and yeah, the pipes run up nice.
Nice
Easy.
and short.
Yeah, very, very short, and just easy to get to as well. And I didn't have to cut big holes.
Mate, this thing is a work of art. You really should get over to Logan's channel and check out his other builds. He's doing a pretty unique Mazda at the moment. He's got Evo wagon. This thing, what else have you got?
That's it at the moment. Yeah, every now and then there's a Silvia that'll pop up. I'll have a customer build, or I'll have a friend's car I'll have on there. I don't know, I'm looking at a new project at the moment, so we'll see what pops up next. Never know. There's always new ideas coming around.
Might be a Honda boy.
We got offered one of them not long back, and we'll see. We'll see.
Alright, we'll get you into one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, RV sounds. That is what that's going to sound like soon. See you, mate. Thanks for your help. Also coming in spool up is some Hero Raiden tyres, drag slicks. We'll be selling those. Heaps of new and exciting products will be on the website, which is coming soon. I know I've been building it up for a little while, but we're almost ready to launch. Just building website things. Anyway, that's enough talking for now. Don't forget to spool up, bring the boost. Hopefully in a week or two, this will be running and driving at least, and then we've got to get it tuned. But thanks for watching. We're back on the Honda train. Things are coming. We're going to do some D-Series stuff with this guy up here. And I'm also getting, I listened to you guys, I'm getting a D16. I'm going to put it on a stand. We're going to go right through it. I'm going to teach you guys everything you possibly want to know about D16s, because I know you all love them. I love them. I've got some cool merch, some cool stuff to show you about D-Series stuff soon. Some pretty crazy ideas which I want to try. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.